Hey good people, welcome back to Beauty and the Frizz. My name is Kara, and whether you're new or returning, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me for this video. I am so excited for this video, y'all. It is a collab with my really good friend, Ashley from Dr. Ash and Her Makeup. This is a two-part collab where yesterday we talked about our 5 most disappointing collabs or disappointing releases for 2021. And today we are talking about our 5 favorites. So if you want to see what my 5 favorite releases were this year, keep watching this video. And if makeup is your therapy and your love, and you want to connect with other makeup enthusiasts such as myself and this wonderful community that I belong to, definitely consider joining the community because I'd love to have you back. All right, let's get started. Frizzmas, y'all, is going strong. This is day 12. I'm proud. I'm gonna keep on saying it. I know a lot of you know from my Friday video, I have been sick. And you know, I had to ask for some antibiotics because you know, when you're sick, you know what people say? Just get some rest. Well, that's impossible. Not happening, not here, okay? The other thing I was about to neglect saying is that it is Mimosas and makeup, y'all. So not only is this a collab, it is Frizzmas, it's Mimosas and makeup. You know there's no euphoria, y'all, so let me show you what I got. My mom gave me a wine advent box. Now, I will see if I can link that because you don't need it to be Christmas time to have this. I mean, you get a daily surprise of wine. Now, she gonna say, because I got it on like the 8th or something like that. She's like, yeah, you need to catch up. No, I don't need to catch up. All the wines are like 13.9%. I mean, it would be a disaster in this house, okay? Plus I've been sick. But let me show you what I pulled out today. This is called Vis de Vara. It is a French Colombard from California. It is 11.5%, so I chose something with a lower percentage because, you know, you're not supposed to really be, you know, sick. And so I just got a little swiggy swig, okay, y'all, because just a little swig, just a little swig would be okay. All right, so we're about to get into it. But first, I want to say, if you did not see my video on my 5 disappointments, I will link that in the description box as well as, or I'll link it in the cards, as well as the Frizzmas playlist, because I have all the videos going into a playlist. Now, if you are not subscribed to Ashley from Dr. Ash and Her Makeup, you're definitely missing out. She and I have just formed a really great friendship over the past year, and I love talking makeup with her. I just love it. She is like a go-to person for me when it comes to makeup because she knows way more about makeup than I do. So, and just like different releases and things over time. Please check her out. She really loves eyeshadow. It is her jam, okay? Her jam. And you definitely have to watch to the end so you can do the chair dance. Hey, chair dance. All right, I think that's the first time I've ever done that. All right, let's get into this. I think I said everything I needed to say. Yeah, let's get started. You know, to go back a year or, you know, through this year with all the makeup I've bought and think of the 5 best was not easy. I did get a little help going back on Trend Mood and Makeup Craze to just, you know, look at things, and I had to look through my collection and really pull a lot of things out. I am gonna have a couple honorable mentions because there's just some things I have to mention, even though they may not have been in my top 5. Now, these are not gonna be ranked, so let's go. All right, my first fave is the Kaleidos Club Nebula palette. This was the collab between Kaleidos and YouTuber Angela Nyquist. This palette was bomb, y'all. First of all, Kaleidos and the packaging. I have talked about it before. I actually did a video with this palette last week because I was trying to figure out what my faves were, and this was the standard box. This is what the regular folk got. You know what I mean? They always go above and beyond. And with this box, you knew your palette was gonna arrive safely. It had this styrofoam in here and probably something on top of that, knowing them. Beautiful, beautiful design to the packaging. And on the back, it says, the Club Nebula palette is a collection of my favorite shades for my favorite people. And that was a quote from Angelica. This palette, I think, has some of the most unique shades that I have in my collection. And these purples here, even the blues. Kaleidos makes excellent makeup. Just very high quality shimmers. It is a gorgeous palette. What I really appreciate about this palette is that you can make a variety of looks. And I think even someone who doesn't do a lot of colorful looks could still find something for them within this palette. That's what I really appreciate. And then those of us who are more adventurous can mix the colors. So you don't have to do just a purple look or a blue look or a green look or like this melony look. You can combine it, but those of us who are newer with color or more conservative with color, you may want to go a little more monochromatic. And this palette just makes it so easy to do that. The quality of the mattes, I have nothing to say. Like, it's consistent with the other 2 Kaleidos or 4 Kaleidos palettes that I have. The shimmers are just so beautiful. I really do appreciate this palette in my collection so much. They did restock it a few times, but it is gone. And that's the one thing with Kaleidos. With some of these things, when they're gone, they are gone. Yeah, this is one of them. Like this shade right here, Rock Hopper. It's like, I don't know, a purple? Is that what they call it? Purple? A grayish purple? Yeah, some of these shades are just truly, truly unique. And the palette, the packaging, all of it, you can tell that Angelica had her hand in this. It wasn't like, why? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, utopian dream. You know what I'm saying? It's like everything matched up. I don't know. I'm so happy with my Kaleidos palettes. I'm so glad that I found out about this brand. I think it's when they did their Make Your Escape collection. I heard people talking about it, and that was the first palette that I purchased. This is just a wonderful brand with a vision that is so unique to them. It's just, it makes me happy to have it. So definitely one of the best releases this year. And I am glad I pulled this out last week because I hadn't used the palette in a while, and it's so easy with the amount of makeup I have coming in. It's so easy to forget. So, okay, let's move on. Number 2 is by Alien Cosmetics. Well, now Unearthly Cosmetics. This is the All I Ever Wanted palette. For me, this was the first palette that I had of its kind. It is a 20 pan duochrome palette. Now, it is debatable whether or not these are all duochromes, but I'm gonna tell you that every single shade in this palette is amazing, amazing. And here it is up close. I have a lot of thoughts about this palette. So there has been an influx of indie brands that have come out this year and indie brands that have come out with palettes such as this one. And so once I
want more of those coloring and things.
What do you need me to get?
Now the thing where you try to color it in.
Can you have the thing where you try to color it in? You mean the stencils? You don't have any stencils sitting out?
Oh yeah, I do.
Do you have the paper?
Yeah.
Wipe your mouth with a paper towel.
Okay.
I can't. There have been an influx of indie brands that I've seen just pop up, and these shimmer palettes seem to be like all the rage. And once I started purchasing more of those, I realized that this really was all I ever wanted. A lot of the shades that I've seen in the other palettes are exact dupes. This one just has everything that you need. Like, to me, there's not one shade that this palette lacks, just to be honest. So many good shades in here. Some of them do look like straight metallics, but who cares? Because they are so good. And then some of them have this like beautiful, flaky, kind of, I was gonna say toppery, but it's not. These shades definitely stand alone. That wet shimmer. You even have the iridescent shades, like this shade Pink Moon here, that I don't know exactly what to say about this one, but there's nothing else that you need. And I learned my lesson real quick. I was like, nope, I have the Alien palette. Like all these other palettes that are coming out, they're the same. They are exactly the same, and there was just no need. I think the price for this might have been $80, but it definitely was, come on, Basilisk. Like, what more can you ask for? This palette really serves as a great companion palette when you want to have like a little something extra in your life. You just pull this out with one of your neutral palettes and you can have a very stunning halo eye, lid shade, inner corner, lower lash line. I mean, you can use these shades in so many different ways. You could also use like some of these iridescent ones as a highlight. Man, like, it's almost like the way I feel about the Danessa Myricks palette that came out, except the Danessa Myricks palette was probably a lot more accessible. Well, not right now, it isn't, but it was a lot more accessible. It's like you have everything you need right there. If you don't like singles, all I ever wanted, it just has everything you need, and you don't need to buy any more indie stuff, dual chrome stuff. That's kind of how the Danessa Myricks palette is in my eyes. So this was just a gem. I really do treasure this one in my collection. And honestly, if I have any other indie like duochrome palettes, I probably sold them. I don't need to have more than one. This is all I ever wanted. So yeah, that's number 2. Number 3. Now I know I had Mama Pat on my disappointments, but she's going on my favorite because Mama Pat had about 4 releases before she gave us what we wanted. And what we wanted was blush. And she came with the blush. Hold on, let me get them off the floor. Mama said we're gonna go ahead and do, we're gonna do 9 blushes, okay? 9. No, not 3, not 4. We won't give you 9 blushes. Now, I did purchase all 9 and I did sell some of them. It really wasn't necessary for me to have all 9, but the ones that I have, let's see, I have 1, 2, I think I have about 5 or 6. I have 6. I have 6 blushes. Some of my favorites with the blush, it really surprised me. Like, I knew I would like Desert Orchid. Desert Orchid is kind of this blush that you can use with any look. Doesn't matter, like if you want to do your face first and put a blush on before you do your eyeshadow, I feel like Desert Orchid is just so perfect for that. The blushes are very buildable and I think they look great on a variety of tones. The one that surprised me the most, which is the one if I was choosing, I may not have gotten, was the shade Flirtatious, which was the lightest one. This blush is actually one of my favorites from this collection, but they're all just so beautiful. She had some really beautiful deeper colors, like Paradise Venus was a really nice color. I have to go really light-handed with that one. And then the other one was Electric Bloom, just this really vibrant color. I don't think I knew that she was gonna come out with 9. I think we were like, it might just be 1 blush or a couple. So when she came out with 9, I was like, okay, like she was like, let me shut them up, give the kids what they need, give the kids everything and more. Now, before I show you what else she released with it, the reason that I sold some of the blushes weren't because I didn't like them. It's just because Some of them in that middle, that pink range, because you can build the blushes up, some of them, like, you just only needed a little bit, you know what I mean? But I could build some of the ones up to that more vibrant shade, and I'm left with 6, and I'm fine with the 6 that I have. But I just wanted to say that none of the blushes were bad, not a one. But she was like, let me just give y'all a couple other trinkets so that y'all don't have nothing else to say. Because see, she knew that she was gonna be coming out with that utopian scheme. Now she gave us the Divine Glow, Golden Nectar. Beautiful highlight shade. Very comparable to the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude highlight. It is just an everyday, basic, but beautiful highlight shade. You know, it's not. It's smooth. It's natural looking. It is just a very, very nice highlighter. I'm happy to have it. But oh no, that is not all. No. She's like, I'm gonna give y'all a little quad just to go with it, a little snack. She gave us the Venus in Floors Voyeuristic Vixen Quad. And this, y'all, is one of the sneaky good quads that she has. Like, she had all that stuff on sale recently. Guess what she didn't put on sale? Voyeuristic Vixen, because we all know that this quad was really good. And I remember seeing it like, just your little basic neutral quad, and it is. But it gives us a lot more. So here it is, and the beautiful, beautiful Rose Fire Nectar shade is what I feel like really made that quad. Because, you know, Pat gives us some of these like bronzy and like these like skin show type shades. Like, we get those all the time. We get the matte, which is kind of like your basic. I mean, nothing about Pat is basic, but you know what I'm saying? This is a very common color that's in most of her palettes. So it's like a staple shade for her. But this right here, Rose Fire Nectar, yo, I could put this right with my All I Ever Wanted. You know what I'm saying? It's just, the shade name, it's like rose and it's fire. Like, it has that fire gold color flip that is just so beautiful. So you can use this quad and do a basic neutral look, or you can give yourself some, you know, some little pizzazz with that shade. This is a gem here. I don't know if everybody feels like that, because I didn't really feel like that at first, but this is one of her best quads. I mean, she doesn't have bad quads, but if I had to pick a favorite, this would have to be in the running for that. So that release was just, it was just so beautifully done. The promo for it, the packaging for it. Oh, excuse me, I forgot. I don't have it pulled out. She gave us a lipstick with it too. She may have given us a gloss. She did give us a gloss, the Earth Angel. I got that over there somewhere, but yeah, she gave us a matte lipstick, and that shade, the Daydreamer, beautiful. Wait a minute, let me see. I might have that out. Let me see. Dream Lover. Maybe it was Dream Lover. Was it Dream Lover? I'm talking about some Daydreamer. I think it was Dream Lover. This one right here. And you see, if I got it out, it's good, you know? And that's if you like her matte transformula, and I do. So this was just a great release. Out of all the Pat releases this year, that's got to take the cake. She just revealed her Bridgerton collab, but this blush collection was her best this year. I don't think anything could compete with the blush collection. It's what we all have been hoping for. So, you know, I can't be mad. She did give us that. And she did give us some great sales. The issue with that was you gave us the sales after everybody bought it regular price. So there's that. All right, enough about Mama Pat. So that was number 3. So I have 2 more to go. Number 4, and remember, these are not ranked. This is the Sydney Grace and Temptalia collection. I know that there were some mixed feelings about these palettes, as far as, you know, some people were like, I can't tell the difference between them, but I just loved the whole thing. I loved how she designed the palettes. I love how there's like this little picture that can be made. And it was like kind of a tribute to her dog Magellan that had passed earlier this year. You know, you had these three kind of just galactic, but like earthy palettes at the same time. I love how she made each palette in a light and a deep, and that's something very common that Sydney Grace does. I just thought it was a good collection. Now, did the palettes each need to be 10 shades? Maybe not, but I can just appreciate each palette separately, and I've never like combined them. I still have to do a 3 looks 1 palette for the Radiant Reflection palette, but the palette that surprised me the most was the Quintessence palette. This was the one that I was least interested in, and there are just some beautiful shades in this palette. The Aurora shade. You have Celestial Bloom. Look at that, y'all. Like these tones, Borealis, the Milky Way, these tones are just, they're gorgeous. And y'all know Sydney Grace, they make some of the best, okay, as far as I'm concerned. Formula wise, consistency, blendability, color payoff, the price point, like Sydney Grace, they're up there with me as far as brands. And that was the Quintessence palette. And then those who wanted more of an earthy type situation, you might have gone for the On the Horizon. Now, all of the palettes I have are in the light version because I liked the mattes that were in the light version. But this is the more earthy type palette. I think this is the more everyday wearable type palette. And it is just gorgeous. It is gorgeous. When I look at this palette, I see 3 kind of color schemes that you could go with. You could do kind of a green situation. You could go blue. You could go kind of this like pink, orange, mauve, coppery type look, or you can mix them all up. The amount of shades in the palette do give you just a lot more possibilities. And the thing is that you didn't have to get all 3. So you know, the 10 shades in the palette really aren't a big deal because a lot of people did not get all 3. So you could pick the one that was for you. I know that Dr. Ash really liked this palette, and I know this is the one that she picked up. That's the On the Horizon. Then you have Radiant Reflection, which is a beautiful jewel toned palette. It's like a Sydney Grace rainbow palette right here. And it's beautiful. The other thing I like about these palettes is that they're all magnetic. So if you wanna mix them around, if that's your thing, you could do that. Reorganize them within the palette or reorganize them across palettes. I just think that's nice. You know what I mean? Gives you a lot of room to be creative. And I can't remember the price point of these palettes, but it wasn't anything that was like over the top. I think maybe they were $40 a palette. I want to say 40, but if you got all 3, I feel like it was something like you got all 3 and you could use a code for 15% off. I mean, I think it was a really affordable collection to purchase if you wanted all 3. And then if you didn't, you could just get the one you wanted and still use the code, which I loved. So yes, I love these. Like, they're just certain palettes that I have that I like, I really cherish. And I do love this collection. I remember at the end of 2020 when they said that Tentalia was going to be doing a collab with them, and we were all really excited because Tentalia is known for just making these beautiful color stories. So I think that this lived up to the hype for me. I know that people do feel like they look the same, but when I looked at the swatches, they really are 3 distinct palettes in my eyes. So that's number 4. Now, number 5, I think is my favorite collab of 2021. I didn't rank any of the other ones, but this one, let me get it off the floor. Best of the best, y'all. Odin's Eye Legendary Diversa Collection. You guys, Odin's Eye has just quickly become a favorite of mine as well. Just between that and the Norns, which I will talk about shortly as an honorable mention, it just has my heart. I love who they chose to collab with. I did not know who Judy was, but I knew the fancy face, I knew Annette, and now I know who Judy is. Hello. Oh, you have to poop. Okay. Can you hand me that scarf right there? Are you limping? First of all, you know, these palettes came with a scarf of each of the collaborators. And these are my nighttime headscarves. Yes. So I am with Annette and Tina and Judy every night. Every night. This collab came with 3 palettes, very distinct palettes. And just as I said with the Kaleidos collab with Angelica, these palettes I really do believe reflected the collaborator that they worked with. So you have the Hummingbird palette, which was Tina's palette. This is like your vibrant, just look at this, y'all. I mean, look at it. Each palette had a beautiful, beautiful multi-chrome shade. Let me find some room. And it's just, it's hard to see the beauty of some of these shimmers that Odin's Eye has, but I mean, look at that. I can't. I'm kind of speechless. Like, if you listen to Tina and Judy and Annette talk about the shades that they chose for their palettes, I mean, it is just such a beautiful story, and just the execution of the shades and the color payoff and the formula. It is just, let's just move on to the next palette. We have Giant Wolves. I mean, if this doesn't say Annette's Makeup Corner, I don't know what does.
I'm done.
You're all done? Wonderful. That was quick. Be careful.
Excuse me.
Oh, okay. Can you come around this way? Oh, that's okay. Oh.
This way.
That's okay. Yep, just tiptoe. Mm-hmm. Oh, yep, you got it. Oh,
Have to be careful.
you gotta be careful. You got it. It's like an obstacle course here. Look at this one.
The door.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Marky. Thanks for offering. Y'all hear Marky's really talking a lot, y'all. Look at that one. That's her multi-chrome. I think I created one of my favorite looks with this palette. Look at this shade, y'all. It's just, oh, come on. Oh, I just can't take it. I can't. These 2 shades right here, like, these 2 shades have my heart, y'all. Like, oh my God. I don't even have enough space. If you are interested in trying Odin's Eye, I'm just saying, like, do not hesitate if you're looking to try them. They even had a 40% off sale, and these were included. So I think I'm starting to get sick because it's just so much. It's just so much. They included these palettes for 40% off. I think they may have been, what, $35 a piece or something crazy? I feel like Judy's palette super slept on because people were like, I have these shades, I have these shades. Don't sleep on Miss Judy, honey. Do not. Okay, because this palette is the bee's knees. Now, where's her multi-chrome? Hers was the shade Luna. This is the Red Dragon palette. Like, now I can see these palettes are a lot more distinct than the Sydney Grace palettes. So I do understand how some people said the Sydney Grace palettes all look the same, but you can really get a variety of looks. I know this palette is warm. Everybody was like, I have these shades, but I don't know if I have these shades like this. If you took these 2 greens out, maybe, but these greens in there just give this just a little one up on your traditional warm neutral palettes. I'm sorry. I can't. Those are my favorites, y'all. I am really, really happy that I have these collections, and maybe that's all I should have bought this year. because like, now I do have some other things worth mentioning, and so I am gonna do that really quick. Ashley, I'm sorry again if you did not give any honorable mentions, but there are just some things that really stood out to me this year that I just have to share some words. And don't forget to let me know down in the comments if you agreed with these. Did I forget anything that was really good? Let me do these honorable mentions, and then you can let me know. I'm knocking stuff over. Okay, now this brand didn't necessarily do a launch. They did a restock, and this is Clionadh. Clionadh did a restock of their Circle eyeshadows, and let me tell you something. I know that Clionadh is known for their stained glass shades, and I am going to be very careful with this because one of my baby stains keeps falling out. It's this one here, because I dropped this palette. So I'm just gonna try to be careful. But see those circle shades down at the bottom? They restocked the circle shades, and I could not be happier. Now I am on a eyeshadow singles ban. I am not buying any more singles for the foreseeable future. And if I do buy any more, it will probably be Clionadh stained glass shadows that I still want. But as of right now, I am not. These circle metallic shadows are amazing. Do not sleep on them, because some people think that like they only think about the stained glass shadows with Clionadh, but they have so much more to offer with the circle shadows. And I got some of the bundles of 7 that they came up with, which were so great because it helped people who want to get into singles and don't know where to start organize their thoughts into these little themes, you know? The quality of these are just amazing. And I want to say these shadows were like, hello. Oh, can we show them? Let's show. Let me have it.
Can I show them a bunch?
No, we're not going to show a bunch. Look at what August made on his rainbow scratch paper.
Can you tell me what I did with
Can you watch out?
I actually didn't. I did not trace.
Why can't you tell them?
No, you.
But you're right here.
I don't want to. I'm not gonna say it.
You what?
I'm not gonna say it.
You want to sit in my chair?
You say it.
You want to sit in my chair and tell them? Okay, wait. Excuse me. Excuse me.
That.
You hold it there. Hold on. Okay. Come on.
Can I sound relaxed?
No, you can sit right here.
So this is how I did.
Wait. Okay.
What? That's how you do it?
Just go ahead. Let me be out the way. No, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that.
So
Just,
this. Wait, did they hear me?
Yeah, they hear you.
So wait, if you untouch
Just
it, they
do
don't
it.
hear me. Okay. So how I did, I put a stencil on top of it, and then you have to color it in. You should get one of these. You should get one of these.
Can you show them the picture again?
This is the picture.
Yeah, you have to show them yours. That is amazing.
Show this to your students.
Okay.
Because.
All right. Any last words? Don't.
Bye-bye.
It's gonna be too loud.
Eh?
It's gonna be too loud when you do that. Just talk regular. All right, that's it.
Don't.
Tell everyone to have a great day.
Good day. Put this on the shirt.
You want to tell them they're awesome again?
You're awesome.
All right. Great. I got it.
Let me put that.
Oh,
I can.
thank you.
It's hard to put.
You have to just squeeze it.
Okay.
Okay, I got it. Thank you so much. All right, August. I'm almost done. Here, you can close. Okay. Hey, oh my gosh, look at this. By coincidence, look at this. It's almost the same, isn't it? That's so cool. This would be a nice cover for a palette. Awesome.
Let me show my friends.
Okay, you can close my door. I'll be out in like 5 minutes because I'm almost done. I always say that.
And after that, we're gonna go to the playground. Okay, bye.
I don't want to go to the playground. Secretly, I feel like I shouldn't be going to the playground because I'm sick. Anyway, y'all, don't sleep on the circle shadows from Clionadh. Let me make sure this is, because that shade fell out again. I can't. Oh my God. This is like one of my favorite shades. Oh my God, it just broke in half. Oh my God. I don't understand. Okay. That's my fault though, that happened. I have to put it away for safekeeping. Okay, honorable mention number 2, the Blends palette. Okay, first of all, genius concept. All mattes, every matte shade that you need. It's everything you need. Like, you don't need anything else. But she didn't stop there, because she still gave us transition. You still gave us neutral. You gave me everything that I need. So when I do want to pull out my Cleonas, or I do want to pull out my Divinas, I just pull this out with it, and then I've got everything I need to make whatever type of look that I want. We've got pastels, we've got, I mean, borderline neon shades here. It's just, this was such a great idea. I think this palette was $40. I just think it was perfect. And I think it's a one-of-a-kind palette. I don't own anything else like this, and I don't need any other rainbow type situation in my collection. That's why I need to do an eyeshadow declutter, and I'm really having a hard time with it, with the idea of it. But there's so much eyeshadow that I'm not using. It's very sad. That's honorable mention number 2. Great palette. Number 3, I got 4 honorable mentions. The Norns. This was my first exposure to Odin's eye. I mean, not only was this a great palette, I learned about the Norns. I learned about who they were and how they like help decide your fate. Then they came out with the small palettes, one for each sister. Now, one of these palettes I don't like as much, but this Erd palette right here, y'all. Oh, this one, bomb. Verdandi, got your little oranges there. The packaging, the detail, like that's what I love. This one, Skull, this was my least favorite one. This is a good companion palette though, I will say that. I like it, but I wouldn't use it by itself. Did I even show y'all the big palette up close? Because I feel like I didn't. A lot of different looks you can get with this palette. I love the small pan size. And they had 2 highlighters too. 3 highlighters? 2 or 3. This was a treasure. I think this last one, I just have to mention it because it was definitely surprising to me how much I enjoyed it. The Norvina 5. I wasn't even like, ooh, I'm into purples. But this, and I would like to say I'm not buying any more palettes that are this size. I am done. I have enough in my collection. This is such a good palette. Could this have been edited down? Yes. Yes, it could have. But, you know, the quality of the mattes and shimmers in this palette is outstanding. I don't care for the one pressed glitter, but I can care for everything else. You can do neutral real easy. You can do purple. You can do light. You can do deep. Like, oh, the silver in here is such a nice silver shade. Oh my God, the purple shimmers in here. Like, stop it. I think anybody who has this one really does appreciate it, and I definitely do. I just had to mention those, you know, but my top 5 are the ones I said were the top 5. These other ones, I think they were special releases this year as well. So that's it, y'all. 2021. That is it for releases. I really don't know what to expect for next year. And I do know I have to make some changes, because when I think about what stands out to me, you know, there's so much that I don't want to say has gone by the wayside, but that, you know, I forget about. So, you know, I always, and I remember saying this last year, like, next year I want to be pickier. Next year I want to do this. Next year I want to do that. And it's always so hard when there's so many releases, but it's definitely something that I want to really focus on for next year, because I think that the top 5 that I mentioned, as well as the honorable mentions, really, really do adds something so special to my makeup collection. Like, I would not get rid of them. Whereas some of the other things that I am looking at right now in my room, I'm like, could I have done without this? Could I have done without that? And I think the point we want to get to, or that I want to get to, is not having that conversation with myself in retrospect, but having that conversation beforehand, and then not rationalizing that, yes, it is going to add something, because it's so easy to rationalize and say that it is, but a lot of times it's not. So it's just something to think about as this year wraps up, and we're already seeing things for spring 2022. You know, it's continuing to go on, and so just have to figure out how we're going to handle all these releases for this upcoming year. So because I know I can't keep up with them all, and I'm not trying to. I don't even have room for that. So whole nother video. Thank you so much for taking out some of your time and hanging out with me on another day of Frizzmas. I'm definitely feeling better, and thanks to everybody who was like, hope you feel better and things like that. It's just a cold, but you know, it had me down and out for a little bit, but I feel not 100% back to normal, but I'm getting there. So I do hope that you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to let me know some of your favorites this year down in the comments. Let me know if you agree with my choices or disagree. I love hearing the different perspectives. I think that's what makes all of this so special, because it is art, you know, and it is personal, and I love it. I hope this was therapy for you. It definitely was for me. And until I see you tomorrow, make sure you are being gentle with yourself. Talk to yourself nice. Stay safe, and I'll see you then. Bye. Oh, don't forget to check out Dr. Ash's video, because her video is linked in the description box. So please head on to her video now, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.